G'day guys, it's Adam Parry from Sell Exclusive. This morning I've got a question from Katie, and Katie just has no idea how to sell the property and what happens with the contract period, so she'd like to know what happens with the contract. So Katie, once we've brought a buyer through your property and they've submitted an offer, of course things are done a little bit different with agents. I personally verbal negotiate the entirety of the deal, and then we go to paper. Some agents may send the contract back and forth until they've figured out, will come to a price and terms agreements by all parties, and then they sign off on that. So let's say that we've worked out our offer, which is of course the price that the buyer is willing to pay for the property. Their conditions, so whether it's subject to things like building and pests, which is about 9 times out of 10, whether they're pre-approved finance, whether they're a cash buyer, and of course there could be council clauses, cleaning clauses, due diligence. There's a lot of clauses out there, but let's just keep it standard, which is what majority of people do. So which is the purchase price, building and pest, which is allowing 14 days for them to obtain that. Now they pay for that, so the buyer pays for that building and pest report. And then of course, let's just throw in pre-approved finance as well. So pre-approved finance usually gives the broker or the bank 14 days to finalize that, because the bank will want to send out a valuer depending on your deposit amount. Just in case you default on the property, they need to make sure that we're not selling it too high, and then they could obtain their money back or break even or thereabouts. So that takes about 14 days from the date of signing. Okay, so after that, the property is then deemed unconditional. So during that unconditional period, it's a really good time to start packing your property up and just getting ready for your move, so you are ready on settlement date, because the property will settle in about 30 days from the signing date. So you've got 14 days, you go unconditional, and then you've got the remaining days until settlement. Now, there are a few inspections that do take place during the contract period. One, of course, is the building and pest. So with the building and pest, the buyers are more than welcome to attend, but they don't have to, because they do get a very detailed report either that night or the next morning. So if you're busy at work, don't freak out. The building and pest guys will be there, so will the agent, and they go through on what they need. It is good if you do make it, only because you do rush through a lot of places before you purchase a property. Sometimes you forget measurements and things like that. So buyers have an hour and a half, generally speaking, for the inspection. That's usually how long it takes. So they can zip around and maybe even if they want to change the carpet, they can bring samples or painting samples. Obviously not physical, let's change the paint, but little sample cardboard things. They can measure things, decide what they're going to do. It's a good idea to familiarise yourself with the property. The other inspection, of course, is the pre-settlement inspection. Now, usually that takes place anywhere from a week prior to settlement, and that is for the buyers to go through and make sure the property hasn't changed at all. Okay, so if the seller's got a little bit too crazy celebrating once the property goes unconditional, starts dancing, falls through a wall or something like that, obviously they have to fix that. So the buyers are doing the pre-settlement inspection, which takes as long as it takes for you to comfortably go through the property and confirm that it's in the same condition as when you placed your offer. Okay, so that's the pre-settlement inspection. Now, with the settlement itself, we don't take care of that, neither do you. It's your conveyancers. So they agree between the buyer and the seller's conveyance a place to settle the property, and then they will send 2 faxes to us, one from the buyer's solicitor, one from the seller's solicitor, confirming that settlement has taken place and that we can now release the keys to the new owners, which are, of course, the new buyers. I was going to say something. I've just lost it. That's it. Okay, so settlement times. If there's no mortgage on either side, it's usually anywhere between sort of 10 and 12 o'clock in the morning. If there's a mortgage on either side, the settlement is usually between 2 and 4:30 in the afternoon of that date. Katie, I hope that helps you and other people that are watching this. Thank you very much. Talk to you later. Cheers.